This is Digivation Network. Experience the revolution. With technology driving all aspects of our lives today, the future of the new business or industries to emerge and the skills to run them is becoming a major headache to nations and organizations. Earlier in the week, I hosted experts in these areas in our studio, and the future of work was our focus. Some of the key things doing that be adduced by those in the industry or community in the industry are fear of losing jobs by individuals or even some companies going off the radar. By that I mean their services no longer needed in the future, and the growth of nations also shrinking through not innovating enough in such a way that they are able to compete, globally. Where does this leave Africa and Nigeria?
Africa really is not a threat. It is the new frontier for Africa. So it's not an issue of a threat. It's about now how do we harness and make good use or get the best out of it, which is a situation for talent management right now. There is no industry that is not going to be affected by the wind of change. Yes. That is, every industry, some will cease to exist, while some will lose as much as 70% of their current workforce. Okay. Why? Because as long as your job has a repetitive element in it, which is 60% of virtually all jobs, then those ones will be replaced by robots. And so once robots are doing somebody else's job, then that person that will now sit on the job will now need to either be able to do twice what they were doing before or be without a job.
The new digital economy is bringing to the fore the not too relevance of the natural resource to the knowledge resource. Madam, do you think Nigeria stand a place to maybe in the next 5 years compete, because the future is already here with us?
Well, actually, I don't think we're prepared. I think our curriculum needs an overhaul. I don't think anything has really changed in the way the curriculum has been for the last 3 decades, perhaps. So I feel that our current educational curriculum doesn't really match the current and future needs of the workforce in terms of even the way learning is delivered and learning is taught. So we're still very much entrenched in that rote learning as opposed to practical application of knowledge, which is what the workforce is requiring now. So the learning has to incorporate, aspects of critical thinking, problem solving, communication, the softer skills, as well as the theory.
In redesigning and participating actively in the knowledge economy, so I think we'll be dwelling on knowledge and skill.
Yes.
So why do you think that Nigeria is not really ready? Can you break it down for us?
Well, I think basically if we have a look at the country as a whole, I would say 2 sectors in general have been neglected: education and health. In terms of even budget allocation to these 2 sectors, health and education are critical, because if you have a healthy population that can go to school, that can be creative, that can be developed, then you will find that those 2 combinations contribute to innovation in any country. So I don't think enough attention or resources, budgetary or otherwise, have been allocated to our educational sector at all. I think maybe since they redesigned the system where you now have junior secondary and senior secondary, I'm not sure we've seen any sort of overhaul or even innovation in the education sector, in a while, to be honest with you.
Beyond education, what are the key things you think we should be looking at now in terms of training government or government policies that can encourage digital enterprise, that can withstand tomorrow competition?
For us, it's really of urgency for our country to really start looking from that perspective. Now, to just go back to your point in terms of technology disruption, I would actually say for Africa and Nigeria, in the fintech industry, we've actually made a lot of progress in that area. So if you look at the M-Pesa in Kenya, even Paga, etc. here in Nigeria, and if you compare what we've done in Africa to even the West, that fintech hasn't really taken up as quickly as it has here, because they have actually come up with a solution to our local problems.
Local needs.
Exactly.
For every disruption, there's always the other side to it. Okay,
sure. Damage.
Like someone would say, in another 5 to 10 years, we will need banking, but we will not need banks as much as banking.
Yes.
So what does that mean to you?
It's just simple. That means we'll be dealing more of branchless banking. It's branchless banking. I have one bank in one location in Lagos, but the bank is all over the country without having any branches there.
Exactly.
That's where we are moving to.
For almost 1 year, I've not been to any bank.
Because online banking on my phone, everything is on my phone.
And I have to give it to CBN there. For example, now I know they are really looking in-house, because one of our major issues is that in Africa here, we believe it's good except it's foreign. If it's not foreign, it's not good. But like I know the CBN some time ago, not too long ago anyway, passed a law that we should start doing most.
It was a policy.
Yeah, it was a policy. Most of our softwares should be in-house. But we give it to them. They did that. But what do you want a bank to do, where security is of utmost importance? Else their entire system could be hacked, and you and I could lose our money. They still have to depend on foreign people. So what I feel is CBN should up that rule to now encourage technology transfer, because the truth is knowledge is the new oil. So if knowledge is the new oil, then the whole African government and the CBN and whoever, it's time we look at how to tap into this oil and how. Let them have these banks bring those people that are designing their softwares there and come here and do it as a knowledge transfer process, so that once our African and Nigerian people are good at it, we can even now sell to fellow African countries. And with that, that's a skill set in the fintech industry that is being built. The same thing for everything we are doing.
This is Digivation Network. Experience the revolution.